Hey guys, welcome to my first ever get ready with me video and my first ever YouTube video. So can't promise it's going to be the best video of your life, but it will get better. It will get better as I learn, and it'll also be a bit interesting because I'm going to tell you why I'm started this, why I'm coming to you via YouTube, via social media. Yeah, just overall a bit about my life to start with, and we're also going to do a get ready with me because I'm going out for dinner and I'm going out to a Muay Thai event tonight. So we're going to do some makeup. So I've already prepped my skin. I've just got out the shower so my hair's a bit frizzy, but I've already prepped my skin with some SPF, and SPF that I'm using is this Hello Sunday SPF 50. So yeah, it's good, love it, but the only thing I would say about it is like it leaks from this bit quite a bit, and maybe because I brought it from the UK to Thailand. So little spoiler alert, I moved to Thailand literally only probably about 3 weeks ago now from the UK, and I've been living in Bangkok, but I won't go too much into that because I'll do a brand new video on why I moved to Bangkok, etc, etc. So let's get started into makeup. So I'm going to start off by using the NYX The Face Glue. This is going to be my primer. It's brand new, haven't used it before, don't know, but heard it's obviously viral on TikTok and I've heard good things about it. So let's see how that does. So I'm just prepping the skin. Now if you see little blue pieces of fluff on my skin, it's from my towel. I have moved and obviously I bought brand new towels, and the towel is leaking. Not leaking, towels don't leak, but you know, it's just every time I get out of the shower it's just fluffy. It's just, and I've tried washing it without detergent, which is what the internet says, but yeah, still not working. So that's very sticky on my skin. So that's kind of what we want, because we want the base to last quite a while. It's got to last quite a while, it's got to last all night, and if you can see, got quite a lot of breakouts at the moment because my skin's getting used to the water. Before I do makeup, I'm just gonna put this on just to keep my hair that I've just freshly washed and blow dried out my head. So yeah, and now for foundation. So for foundation, I'm going to use the Bobbi Brown Weightless Skin SPF 15. Now, as I said, I've already got SPF 50 on because obviously 15 is not enough, like particularly for Thailand, even though it actually is cloudy, but as you all probably know, SPF in rain, sun, every day. So I'm just going to use a beauty blender for this. I have got a beauty blender, it's a bit dirty, don't judge me, I have used it, but I'm just going to spray that with some setting spray. So I've got the, keeping on the NYX thing, the Face Glue NYX spray, which I'm just going to shake because I saw there's quite a lot of like product at the bottom. Give this a quick spray, and then yeah. Now I kind of done that terrible thing where I put it onto the sponge and then put it on, but I've learnt my lesson. I'm not going to do that because it goes everywhere and I've got a white dressing gown on. So I'm just gonna put this on my face. Looks slightly like more yellow toned, but my skin, it kind of matches my neck a bit more, and this shade is Warm Sand. Actually, I've tried this foundation before, it's really good, super nice, stays on your skin for ages. It is more of like, it says weightless, which it definitely is, and it feels weightless on the skin, but I would say it's probably like a medium coverage. Definitely a more medium. It's definitely not like full coverage, but it definitely does cover a lot of like the redness and pigmentation that I can see in my skin. So just get quite close so you can see, oh, that's fluff everywhere. So yeah, I'm just gonna buff that in using the sponge. Now, to be honest, like I need to go back to trying to brush as well to put a foundation on. I've just been a sponge gal for so long that a brush seems weird to me to use for foundation now. But I've got so many brushes that I need to try that I'm gonna have to give it a go. So you can see like it doesn't cover my spot the best, but we're going to use concealer for that, so don't need to worry about that. So we're just going to buff that, and as you can see, like now that I've buffed it in, it kind of matches my skin tone better, because when I put it on I was aware it looked a bit cray cray. I think I need slightly more on here. So yeah, I basically worked with beauty products for a long time. I worked for companies like ASOS Face and Body, Look Fantastic, and anyone in the UK will know what they are. I'm just going to go a bit above my eyebrow. Like, I do normally just put concealer on my eyes, but I kind of have been liking it when it's just, it mixes in with the concealer. So yeah, I've worked for companies like that for a while. So I do know a thing or two about beauty. Not an expert, I wouldn't say, but I have been doing my own makeup for a very long time. I started wearing makeup from a very young age. I went through all the phases, the Dream Matte Mousse phase, everything you can think of, glitter, eyeshadows, which, you know what, I don't do anymore now that I'm getting older. I'm 29. Haven't really been doing glitter eyeshadows anymore, but I used to love that. So anyone that wears glitter eyeshadow still, props to you. So I am, as you've just heard, 29. I'm 29 and I predominantly have worked in the beauty industry. I've also worked in some type like retail, went to uni, did all that stuff that you normally do. Well, typically a lot of, you know, younger people do. And I loved uni. I went to Northumbria in Newcastle, so anyone in the UK might know there. Absolutely adored it. It was the best. So yeah, and then I've always wanted to do like content creation, but I kind of got too caught up in the fact that I'm like, oh, what will people say? I'll be a bit embarrassed. And then now that I'm nearly 30, I'm in my last year in my 20s, I'm 30 in like 6 months time, I'm like, do you know what? F it. I'm gonna do it. And I probably won't be good at first, but you learn. And also, I'm a big gym girly, so there'll be lots of like gym content. Literally just did a Pilates class today, absolutely loved it, but I am predominantly like a weights girly. And yeah, I'm currently doing a nutrition course, so I'm learning a lot about nutrition, a lot. It's very full on, but I'm loving it. So you'll see a lot of nutrition content as well. So my main thing is just generally the whole, you know, channel and my social medias will be sort of health and wellness. That's kind of my vibe. A lot of food recipes, gym workouts, get ready with me, everything you can think of, the whole shebang. So next I'm trying to decide what to do next, because sometimes I do put powder on, but I haven't done concealer, so I don't know why I would do that. So the concealer I'm going to be using is the By Terry Hyaluronic Acid Serum Concealer. This is in shade Apricot Nude 3. So I don't really do like a whole lot of concealer. I kind of just like, I mean, I'm going to spot conceal this, even though this concealer is super light, so obviously that's not matching it. I promise you it works. So I just literally do quite a bit on my forehead, and then I concentrate on the inner corners of my eyes for the concealer. And this is a little bit lighter, obviously, so it's going to brighten as well. I need to find a concealer that matches my foundation, because I have it at the moment, but if you can see, it kind of just blends in really well, so you can't tell that I've not highlighted that spot. And to be honest, everyone gets spots, so I'm not bothered about having it completely covered. I've kind of gone from such a full coverage girl to more of a weightless feel skin tint vibe. So even though like the Bobbi Brown one is a foundation, it's not a skin tint. I just like a bit more of a lighter coverage now. It depends on the occasion though, like sometimes if like my skin is pretty bad, because I have combination skin, so I can break out. I have a bit of pigmentation on my nose as well. I can break out. When I was a teenager, I had really bad skin for a while, so I've learnt to look after it quite well. So there will be a video on like skincare as well, and what the current skincare that I'm using, so watch out for that. But I try to look after it as well as I possibly can, but I do break out. I particularly break out on my chest and my back now, actually, more so than my face. But yeah, so just blend that in with the same sponge that I use for my foundation, so it kind of gives that foundation cover and it gives more of a weightless feel, so you can still see the pigmentation in my skin. So if you prefer fuller coverage, the Bobbi Brown one's probably not for you, because it doesn't actually like get rid of all your pigmentation. It kind of just like tones it down slightly, but you can still see it. So that's kind of how it's looking at the momento. Yeah. And then after this, I am not going to do powder. I am actually going to do some contour, and this is a brand new product. This is the product I was given in my last job and I haven't used it yet. This is the new Hoola Benefit Wave cream bronzer. So I love the Hoola bronzer, the powder, and I have got that, but I also have not tried this. So this is in shade Original, which is the favourite one, and I also have the brush, the brandy brush that I'll use. So let's just crack this baby open. Ooh, looks like this. So yeah, creamy foundation, creamy bronzer that's supposed to blend this bronzing balm seamlessly onto the skin for an easy sun-kissed look. Swirl brush into bronzer and blend into cheeks, forehead and nose. Sounds simple, sounds like a normal bronzer. We'll see how this goes. Ooh, I love this brush. My god, it's so pretty, so pretty. So we're gonna do what it says. We're gonna swirl it in. I kind of just didn't want to like even use this brush, it's so pretty. So I have quite a small head, so like I don't really tend to like I contour, but I contour quite high. So if you see, my cheekbone is here, and then I just start to press it from the top. I don't tend to put a lot like in the apples of my cheeks. So contour like in my in life I've used like a grayer tone for contour, but I kind of just contour with bronzer because yeah. So I just press it in. It's blending really nicely, giving me a bronze jaw. You can see how it like uplifts my face. So just blending that in. I am tapping it back into the product because I feel like this brush is so dense. The product kind of, the spot is so annoying. The product kind of like disappears. So blending it into my hairline. My scalp is pretty light, so I like to blend it right into the hairline. Really make sure that it's blended in. And then we're going to start on the other cheek. So just like lightly pressing that contour in to the skin. I am also going to do a bit on my chin just to blend and also make my face look a bit more sharp. Just blend that into the neck. Get in my ears. Yeah. Let me know what you think about that. I really like it. It's blended seamlessly into the skin. Can't ask for more from a bronzer, really. Looks lovely. I'm just going to put a little bit on the bridge of my nose. I don't actually contour my nose. I probably should try, but I don't. I honestly just put like a little bit of bronzer at the tip. I don't actually do that. I see a lot of people do it, and I probably need to try it to see if it gives me, because I have quite like a button nose, but it's kind of like wonky, I would say. So maybe I could see if I can fix it. So yeah. Love. So now that I've done that, I actually am going to, God, my hair is just frizzy. The humidity in Thailand is something else. But I did do a post on the hair products that I'm obsessed with at the moment for combating the humidity, so go check that out. It's on my Instagram and on TikTok. I'm going to use the iconic Velvet Blur translucent powder. Comes in a cute box like this. I've used it before, really like it. I actually do use that. I know that a lot of people don't use the powder puffs that comes with, but I really like it. So I'm just going to press that in, and it just kind of mattifies. You can see slightly the difference. Just press that in and then press it in my eyes. I do get oily, particularly in the T-zone and my eyes, and I have like little creases in my eyes, if you can see. So try get them as best as I possibly can. So my chin and just my T-zone and my eyebrows a little bit, because my eyebrows get a bit. Take that down here. Take any excess across the face. So I know that people tend to do like liquid blush before the powder. I've seen that. I actually don't. I don't do that. I do it after. And the reason why I do it after is just because I love the effect that it gives me, and I kind of set it with like face, the face like setting mist. My brain went blank. So for the blush, I'm using the L'Oreal Lumi Liquid Blush in the shade Glowy Gold Pink. Now this is kind of like a shimmer as well, which is why I do it after, because it gives such a nice like sheen to the face. So I literally just get it and then I dot it. I don't really tend to put it on the apples on my cheeks, because I think it makes my skin look a bit greasy when I have like shiny anything on the apples of my cheeks. So I just put it literally there, get that beauty blender again, and then just buff that out, and you can see gives such a gorgeous gleam to the skin, and also a bit of colour, because it gives you like a blush but also a highlighter. And then I kind of dab that, the remaining, on the bridge of my nose. And it gives such a gorgeous sheen. Hope you can see that. Love. And then because I like quite a bit of blush, I also use the Benet Tint by Benefit. I think this is just the rose tinted one, like the OG that they have. I love this, and I kind of do put it like nearer the apples of my cheeks. And I also use this as a lip stain all the time. So this is quite runny, so you have to act very quick. but it kind of just gives it a bit more of a blush. Whereas the other one's quite sheen and highlighty, this one just gives it more, like it looks like you have blusher on, which I really like. Just buff that in. You can see. I hope it's focusing properly. Amazing. So after that, I leave my base. But you know what, actually? I might use some fixing spray. While I don't have any eyeliner or mascara on, because I always make the mistake of forgetting to put my mist on and then putting my eyes together, and then I spray it on and my mascara goes everywhere. So I'm going to use the, like I did before, the face glue setting spray. Give that a good spray. Let that sink in, and then I'm gonna go to my eyes. So like I said, I used to be super creative with my eyes, different colors, glitter. I might get back to it, hopefully I will. I've got some nice palettes that I'm going to show you, but for now I'm just going to do what I normally do so you can see my normal routine. I'm just going to get my trusty MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in dark tan. I used to love Give Me Sun, but this one I just kind of switched and they last for so long. And the reason why I switched, I saw Holly Boom. She used this one instead and it kind of just looked amazing on her, so I got this. I've had it for so long. You can see where it's like caved in where I've been using it. It lasts for ages and it's such an OG product that I always go back to. So I'm just going to swirl this on a really fluffy brush. This is a Morphe brush that I don't even know what it is anymore because it's so old, but I've never stayed away from it. It's such a good fluffy eyeshadow brush. And I have quite hooded eyes, so I'm just gonna place it like more towards like the crease and just blend it upwards to try and hide some of that the hoodness of my eyes. And you can see how much it opens and brightens my eye, and that's why I absolutely love doing this, because it makes me look more awake. And yeah, I just really blend it out into the crease. But I tend to only keep the product, like really pat it into the corner and up above. I don't tend to do a lot on the inner corner of my eye because I feel like it then closes the eye up, whereas now you can see that it just like lifts my eye a lot. So just buff that in. Tap off the excess. Just really wet that in through the crease. Now, I watch so many like Get Ready With Me, you know, so many. I've watched them for years, and I just have so much admiration for people because it's actually so hard to create content that people want to watch. And I'm not gonna lie, it's been a bit of a struggle trying to think about it. I have so many ideas and sometimes that's hard. So I just thought I'd start by just doing it, and if I get any views at all, then amazing. If I don't, then you just have to be consistent, and that's kind of what I've taken from a lot of other content creators. So that's why I'm here today. That's why I'm just kind of doing it how I can. And what I think I should say, and you know, you can come up with scripts, but at the same time I kind of just want to be myself through it all. So yeah, little tip for people just starting out, like I'm doing it too. I'm nearly 30, restarting out, and yeah, it's scary, but at the same time it's so exciting. You've just got to think of the positives constantly and then just keep going. So I just put the same shade underneath my eyes, and then because I have again like wrinkles, I do like blend like more. I go I don't just blend in the inner, I kind of push it out across my eye quite a lot, like blend it right down, and it kind of hides the little creases in the eye. Really buff that out so you don't see any lines. And then I kind of join it up with the eyeshadow I used on the top. And that is kind of, if I was just not really going out, kind of just maybe going to do some work or going to work, I'd literally just put on some eyeliner and mascara and jobs are good in. But because I'm going out, I think I'm gonna do a bit more of an eyeshadow base. So I actually got this palette not that long ago. It's the Prada Dimensions eyeshadow palette, and honestly it's the prettiest thing I've ever seen. Looks like this, and if you open it, I mean, just how gorge. I don't know whether I'd ever use that purple colour. It's so nice. I just don't know if it would ever suit me, but yeah, we're gonna give it a go. So basically I'm gonna use this really deep brown, or should I use this? I'm gonna try this one first, this shade here, and I'm just gonna make sure that the inner corner of my eye is a bit deeper. So start off with the lighter brown in the palette and then push that in using the same fluffy brush. I don't tend to change my eyeshadow brush that much, I'm not gonna lie to you. And then I'm gonna use this deeper brown shade, and again just press that kind of in, try not to buff it around as much, just to really open my eye. You can see the difference. So again, push that in. How gorge. That palette's stunning. The colours are just so stunning. And then I'm actually going to use the thing it comes with, the little stamp, and I'm going to put a bit of gold, the bit of the shimmery gold. I'm going to use a little bit of that. What? I did not expect that colour to come out. What? That is so pretty. Oh my goodness. I thought it was going to be like such a faint, well, you know how I said I like glitter eyes? I'm going back to it. I'm going back to this. What? How amazing. I'm literally going to bring that all the way down. I can't get over that. Prada Dimensions palette. Insane. And then I'm just going to buff that shimmer shade in so it's like equally blended into the eye. My husband's not going to know who it is. The shimmer eyeshadow. Amazing. I can't get over that. I was so shocked. I don't know why I didn't expect it. I've never really tried Prada products that much. So yeah, that's kind of the finished eyeshadow. And then I'm going to do eyeliner, but eyeliner on the camera just isn't the one. So I'm going to do it with a mirror. And for eyeliner, I use the NYX Professional Makeup Brow Tint. So this is my brow pen, and it's kind of like an espresso-y colour, so it's not like jet black, which is why I like it. I used to use and I still love like a black eyeliner, but this is just a little bit lighter. I think it's just slightly softer on the eye. So bear with while I put this on. I'm going to use my trusty MAC mirror. So I do love a wing, so I just start off by slightly filling in the eye, and I take it right the way to the corner, keeping it quite thin, but sometimes I have thick if you make a mistake. And then I just, to the end of the lash, swipe up. I don't even know if you can see that. So you swipe up and then bring it across. And then I just make it look make sure it's all lined. Just gives my eye like a bit more of, again, it just makes it look more awake. Love. And then the next eye, do the same process. Keep it thin as possible. To be honest, sometimes I do this one thicker and then I have to go back and amend the other one. I'm sure everyone who wears winged eyeliner knows my pain. Winged eyeliner is like being with me throughout the ages of my life. I've worn winged eyeliner as soon as I learned to do makeup, to be honest. I just love it. But I think as I've gotten older, I like a bit more of a softer winged eyeliner. But you know what? I thought I was done with glimmer eyes, but look at me now. So you never know, this channel might change me. So the next thing I'm going to do is some brows. Now I have quite thick, deeper brows, so I don't actually tend to do much. So sometimes I'll fill in, I do have like sparse brows, particularly like here and here. So sometimes I just fill in like the little gaps with my brow pen. This brow pen, by the way, is like, I never really use another one. It's the best. And I kind of just fill in the sparse parts, or like if I've done my makeup and makeup's got into my brows, I'll like go over it with this. And then I also use the Maybelline Super Fluff Brow Mousse. I love this. It's actually nearly gone. This is in, I'm not sure what shade this is, black brown. And I just kind of, this is tinted, so push that up. Just go over my brows with this. It doesn't really hold the brows in any way, but it just tints them, like, make sure, sorry, that's my washing machine that's singing to me. And then I also use the Anastasia Beverly Hills Gel Freeze Brow. Now this is like this is amazing. This is a staple. This is clear. You just can't go wrong with this, to be honest. I use it to, like, if I've got my hair slicked back, I just use it for like my baby hairs as well. It's multi-use, to be honest. It's really nice. And it just kind of sets the brows where I have quite bushy brows. It kind of just sets it. I like the bushy effect, so just sets them down. I don't tend to do a lot with my brows. I'm not precise with them. I just kind of leave them how they are, to be honest. Yeah, I don't tend to do a lot, because I just don't really, like, what else can I do with them, you know? They're so fluffy and big. I don't know. I went through a stage when I was younger, like plucking them to like the thin brow, but thank God I didn't keep doing that, because I just couldn't imagine myself with really thin eyebrows anymore. That's why I have sparse spots in it as well. So if you're younger and you don't pluck your eyebrows, don't do it. Go get them done professionally. Next is mascara. So I'm going to use the Maybelline New York Lash Sensational. This is Firework. This is one of their newer ones, I believe. I have used this before. It's really nice. It really coats the lashes. And this is, I haven't tried a lot of brown mascaras yet. I am intrigued to try it, but I always just think like the black mascara makes my eyes appear more awake. I've got mascara face going on. Really coat the lashes. you can just see the difference. I mean, you just look, I feel like if I was on a desert island, I don't know, I was gonna say I'd bring mascara with me. You know what, I'm not sure. Would I? Just makes you look a lot of weight. Like sometimes when I'm going to the gym, like sometimes I'll wear makeup to the gym. I know some people, it's a bit controversial to do that, but sometimes I will. Or sometimes I'll literally, if I'm having a good skin day, like a really good skin day, and yeah, I add a bit of mascara, you just look a bit more awake. God, my hair is just a bit of a mess. I'm really sorry about that, guys. But yeah. Wiggle them. Now, I actually don't use this like black mascara underneath because I don't really like the way it looks. I don't like the way it looks. But what I do use, this is why I just like reuse products that are probably not meant for this, but I use it anyway. So I use this. I use the eyebrow like mousse to go over my bottom lashes with. And I just feel like with my bottom lashes, I like it a bit softer. I like it a bit softer. So a little tip, if you don't like mascara on your bottom lashes, you kind of want to make them look a bit more out there, use some either brown mascara, which is why I need to try a good brown mascara, so if you have any recommendations, let me know. But I just use like the brown, and also because the brush is so little, it just like gets into the hairs. I just love that. And that's kind of my eyes. That's all I do for my eyes. Well, I say that's all I do. That's not all I do because I've put glitter on it today, but when I'm going out I just do that sort of brown eyeshadow and then normally like eyeliner and mascara, and that's literally it, job's done. But I'm so glad I tried that shimmer. See, this channel is already changing my life. So now I'm going to go into bronzer. Now normally I would use my trusty MAC one. We're going to switch it up today and we're going to use the NYX Buttermelt bronzer. This is in shade Butter Biscuit. Now I got given this, it's brand new, I haven't used it before, but I think it just looks amazing. And it smells insane, it smells so nice. Like, I just don't even know, I don't know how to describe. I mean, I suppose biscuit, but I'm just not sure, it's something. And I'm gonna use my Morphe M20 241 powder bronzer brush that's slightly angled. I've used this before, really good brush. This is part of the new Morphe like franchise. Really good brushes, just can't deny it. So I'm just gonna see how this looks on the skin. Just buff that in. It's really good coverage. Blends really well, like it doesn't leave like a line. Like sometimes when I do that, it just like there's just a line there on some bronzers, but it doesn't do that. I'm a big fan of NYX. I kind of always have been for the longest. I've worked with NYX, they're amazing, and it's super affordable, which I love. So again, tap off the excess. I can't say that word. Why am I saying it wrong every 5 minutes? So blending that in, just blending it into my forehead, bringing it down slightly. I don't have like a huge forehead, and because I have a small head, I don't tend to do a lot of bronzer, but this is probably a bit more than I normally use, to be fair, but love. And then again, a dab on my nose, and then the access under my jaw, just to chisel my jaw. Super nice. And then I'm going to put on some liquid blush. I do have a powder brush. I think I've got the Kylie Cosmetics one, but I haven't been using it. So again, I'm just going to go over my blush because I feel like when I put bronzer on, it's kind of faded away. You could say, why did you put it on to begin with? But I still think you can see it. So I just add a little bit more to it to keep that sheen and to sort of blend it with my bronzer. Now, I might have blush blindness. I may, but I don't care. I'm obsessed with that. And then I'm going to do some highlighter. So I use a cream highlighter. I do also have some powder highlighters, which we can do a get ready with me again, or just a normal TikTok-y video that I show you different highlighters. But this is the L'Oreal Lumi Glow, so it's a bit like, it's the same collection as my blush, but this is the highlighter of it. And this is in shade, I think it's just one shade. I think it's just Illuminator. It doesn't have a shade on it, but again, super inexpensive. I love this, but what I won't do with this is just swipe it on. I've done that before and it's swiped off some of my makeup, so I tend to just use my fingers with this product. I warm it up on my just one finger, and then I kind of just press it into the top bits. I mean, I'm just illuminating my big spot on my cheek now, to be fair. But look at the sheen you get. It's just insane. Like, I'm just glowing like a diamond. And it's not like, you know, like pure glitter. It's just like an actual sheen. I love it. It's so, so nice. Again, on the other side. And I do press this in with my finger because it warms up the product. I'm a big, like, I love to use my finger. So you'll probably see me in other makeup videos use my finger quite a lot. Again, look at that. And then I'm just going to put a little tiny dot on the bridge of my nose and the bottom of my nose. And then I also do some in the inner corner of my eyes just to brighten that up. I mean, how nice. And then that is kind of, I'm nearly done now. I'm just going to do my lips and then set it with some more spray and just hope my mascara doesn't run. So now for my lip, I'm going to do a lip liner. So I have some lip balm on anyway. I have the Bondi Sands SPF 50 lip balm on, and I'm going to use this Makeup Forever. This is in Endless Cacao, this shade. Please ignore the terrible sharpener that has ruined my brush, ruined my lip liner pencil. Kind of just outline my lip. I don't tend to overline, and then when I do it, I kind of rub it in. If I do overline, it'll be on the top here. Oh, this bloody, the fact that I've sharpened it has just ruined it. And then again, rub that in. Kind of overlined it here, and then I kind of bring it in to the sides. I absolutely love that. And then for the inner part of my lip, I use the Ben 18, which I said I love it. It's just such a versatile product, this. I'm absolutely obsessed with it. Now sometimes I just leave my lip like this, but I'm gonna add a gloss today. This is like, it looks a bit of a weird considering I've got pink on, but it's just a shade like a lip oily gloss. This is from Kylie Cosmetics. Now I've used it quite a lot, that the writing's rubbed off, so I'm not entirely sure. Oh, creme brulee, it's on the bottom. It's creme brulee. I do like these lip products, but they're super hard to get out because the applique is so big and then you have to push it in. It just gives like a little, like a gloss to the lip. Doesn't really change the colour that much. Final step. Please don't smudge my mascara. And that is the finished product. I'm just going to go and do my hair and then I'll show you the absolutely final result. Thank you so much for watching my first ever Get Ready With Me. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If it was crap, then hopefully it'll get better. I promise it will. So yeah, thank you.